Good day and welcome back to another World of Warcraft video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at probably one of the coolest guns in the game and how you can get it, the three different sources, the best option, and basically what it does. Now the coolest gun in the game, or one of them at least, is the Supervolt Zapper or the Light Auto-Stabilising Energizing Rifle. Why these two are really cool is because these two weapons basically turn your gun into a Star Wars laser rifle, complete with sound effects and changing bullets. Now, the guns are relatively easy to get. There is some light work involved. So if you take a look at the Supervolt Snapper, this one drops from rare mobs in Mechagon. Pretty cool. But it's more the sound effects and the gun rifles that you want to see. And then we also have the auto-stabilizing rifle. This one is actually easier to get. So this one here is easier to get because it drops from a dungeon, and both of these drop from dungeons. And what's great about them is that you can redo dungeons firstly, which is great. And secondly, as well, obviously, it has a slightly higher drop rate. But it's also in Mechagon, so that's pretty awesome. So now, how do we get to Mechagon? Well, unfortunately, getting to Mechagon requires you to go through BFA. Oh, BFA wasn't so bad for me. I know some players don't like it. Now, if you are Horde, you are going to have to go to Zuldazar. And from there, you're going to have to catch a passageway to Mechagon. For Horde, you will have to come here to this location just past Flight Master on the Great Seal, and you will see a quest from Gazlo called the Legend of Mechagon. Now, this quest did previously have to have the requirement that you had at least done the intro series to Nashjatar, but I do not think you need it anymore. I think you can just do this as a level 10. So basically you take this quest and then you are able to complete this very short intro and gain access to Mechagon. Once you've completed the quests, you can access Mechagon permanently from Captain Cruz, who you'll find here, basically from where you took the original quests, well, in the port here. For Alliance, it's very similar as well. You'll catch a portal to Borealis. Once you're in Borealis as the Alliance, you will come to the Flight Master and you will see a Tink Master Overspark. This will begin your quest line to enter into Mechagon. It is super important to understand that when it comes to these quest lines, you have to have at least done the introductory quests to your main city in BFA. Alliance characters will be able to fly there directly once they finish the quest line from the Major Flight Master in Borealis. So one of the mobs that you can get the weapon from is the Enforcer KXT57. Now, getting him to spawn is a more difficult process than it seems. So what you first need to do is you need to get a exothermic evaporator coil. This item can drop from any mob basically in the area. When you get this item, you will need to go to the weather altercation machine. Once you have entered your item into the weather altercation machine, it will make it rain, which will then spawn the boss. Once you have got your exothermic evaporator coil, click the weather alteration machine, which is located here on your map. Click it, it's overseeing the whole junkyard, and then that's going to make it rain. Now once it rains, basically you will see a whole bunch of mobs spawn. And now you just want to run around killing as many things as possible to spawn this boss. Eventually, after defeating enough enemies, the Enforcer KXT57 will spawn right over here on your map. You can see him kind of in between these buildings. And basically, yeah, all you have to then do is defeat him. Now he has a 2% drop rate for this weapon, which isn't great considering the amount of work you have to go through, but obviously, you know, you can do it once per day per mob, so it does kind of help. So yeah, that is cool. Also, he does have other cool items as well, so I mean, that is also really rad. The other rare you can get it from is Paul Pond Wader. He doesn't have any prerequisites. You can find him here on the edge of this island in Western Spray, but he has quite a long respawn timer. So his respawn timer is like super duper long, and basically, yeah, he just has a very long respawn timer, so you just have to kind of deal with that. The alternative version, the Light Auto-Stabilising rifle, is available from Mechagon. The issue is, so the entrance to Mechagon is here, Operation Mechagon. You simply enter, and then once you enter, you will have the ability to talk to a gnome on the bridge. So you can speak to this gnome here, and you have an option to head to the junkyard. You don't have that option as of right now, making this video, because that dungeon is currently in the current season of Mythic Plus. So you can see here, Operation Mechagon is currently in the season rotation, which means we do not have the ability, whether on Heroic or Mythic, to enter its other half, which is a bit of a shame. Once you do have the ability, so out of season, you can simply run, farm the boss, and then go and beat the fourth and final boss for a 13% chance at the weapon, which generally speaking I would say is a much higher chance than the 2% that you've been getting. Although if you do want the specific look of the Zapper Bolt, then you have to go there. I do think the dungeon ones are pretty cool, but I gotta be honest, I think the Supervolt does have a little bit of an extra sheen to it, just because of the nice light silver. But yeah, so that covers it. That covers how to get this really awesome weapon. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and I wish you all the best of luck in farming it. That's it from me. See you guys next time. Bye.